At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Mike Krueger, Weather NorCal. I moved the camera around a little bit. It looks a little funky, doesn't it? I start a new time, and I'm already messing things up a little bit here. Let's see if we can move this back where it should be. I think that's about right. There we go. I was kind of messing around with the camera a little bit earlier, last week actually, and there you go. Well, there you have it. Hopefully you have audio. Hopefully everything's working just fine, but so glad you could join us this morning. It is Monday, April 22nd. Of course, it's the start of a new week. It's the start of, cool April nights. It kicked off Friday evening with, of course, that big event, Show and Shines over the weekend. I had a chance to check out some of those Show and Shines. In fact, we'll take a closer look at the one at Wind River that they saw yesterday. There is a great new vehicle that you think you're going to see for the first time this year at Cool April Nights, and I had an opportunity to interview the owner of that car, or vehicle, let's put it that way, and kind of interesting. Kind of interesting indeed. It won't be in the car show, unfortunately, because of the year. So you'll kind of be able to see it here first. And then as you're out and about at these Show and Shines, you might see it here as you're out and about. All right. Yeah, this is the first time I'm starting at 7 o'clock in the morning. This is, just kind of one of those decisions I decided to make because it allows me to get just a little bit more sleep, and that's kind of the key to kind of staying healthy, right? We got to get ourselves plenty of sleep. So I thought, I'm going to bump it back about a half an hour. Believe it or not, that makes a big difference in how much sleep I can get and the forecast time and all of that good stuff. So I'm excited to start here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and hopefully you all find it convenient as well. I know that there are some people who do appreciate the 6:30 in the morning time slot, but again, I think we'll all be able to adjust, and I think it's going to work out just fine for everybody else. All right, let's go ahead and take you right to the weather. Now that we're starting at 7 o'clock, what I want to do here is, if you're kind of getting ready to head out the door, this is an opportunity if you're just get a quick forecast, see what you can expect here for today so you know what to wear, or just what to expect as you're heading out the door this morning. So you can see some of the clouds that we are seeing out there right now, just some of those high clouds that we have outside right now. A little bit on the breezy side in some areas as well, but not that bad. There you can see temperatures, because of the winds blowing a little bit out the Redding Airport, it's 68 degrees right now. 68. Instead of that 53 in Red Bluff, instead of that 55 in Chico right now, 56 for Oroville, 53 degrees right now in Willows, and there you can see Susanville. You're sitting at about looks like 39 degrees at the current hour and 41 degrees in Eureka. Let's take a look at what we expect out there for today. Just kind of a quick glance at your neighborhood forecast. Remember, you can get a more detailed neighborhood forecast for all of these 6 neighborhoods if you go to weathernorcal.com, click on the neighborhood you need, and you can get the details that you need. Also, you can get the same forecast from the Weather NorCal app. Let's take a look at what we can expect for cool April nights. There are 6 different Show and Shines today. Willow Springs Memory Care from 9 a.m. till noon. Harley Davidson, Subarama. There you can see Red Line Hotel, and the Enterprise Starship fundraiser from 5 p.m. until 7:30 o'clock this evening. You can see it is going to be on the warm side today. I think one of the warmest we've seen so far for the year. And could we touch that 90-degree mark today? Oh, yeah, I think we could. It's not out of the question. Let's just put it that way. Look at the wind speeds out there right now. And again, this is the reason why Redding is warmer than everywhere else in the valley. Look at the winds in Redding, 10 miles per hour, and have seen some higher gusts here throughout the morning. So here's what we can expect. Those winds will subside, though, as we go through, especially in the afternoon. There's the noon hour, taking you to the afternoon for today and into tonight. Those winds shifting from the north, now coming in a little bit more from the south, especially in places like Red Bluff and Chico, and even Redding coming in from the south and east. And this evening along the coast, mainly from the north. Let's take a look at Futurecast, and this is what it looks like at around noon today. Yeah, you'll see some puffy cumulus clouds developing in the mountains, but should stay dry at this point. But check this out. Look at that. You see how we're seeing a few pop-ups trying to develop here, especially to the east and even down to the south and west. Then it actually may start to develop here in the late afternoon to early evening. So places like western Tehama in the higher elevations in southeastern Trinity County, not out of the question. I think we could also see some activity possibly in the eastern mountains as well. Is this going to be a big deal, and could this pan out? It could, but I think it's a pretty slim chance. There you can see, of course, as we go into 7 o'clock this evening, still maybe some activity in northern Lassen County. And then there you can see by 10 o'clock tonight, it's all pretty much gone. So yes, if you're in the valley, don't worry about rain. But if you are in, say, the eastern mountains, say east of Bernie, east of Shingletown, yes, you may see a stray shower, off chance for a thunderstorm. Look at the temperatures today. Didn't quite commit to 90 degrees today in Redding, but it could be close. 87 degrees for Corning, and of course in the mountains you're mainly in the 70s. If you're heading out to Lassen Park, yeah, be prepared for maybe a stray shower. Otherwise, temperatures there in the upper 50s. Nice place to cool off there. 87 for Willow Creek, and there you can see along the immediate coast in the low to mid 60s. All right, let's go and take a look at what we expect here for your 7-day forecast. Come on, you can do it. I'm just advancing the map here. I just decided not to. But, oh, I know why. Something happened here. Okay, man, oh man, it's very sensitive. Very sensitive. All right, let's go take a look at that 7-day outlook now. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? No, it's not. Okay, well, something happened. I pushed a button, kind of fat fingered on the keyboard, and it caused something to kind of just seize up on me. All right, let's get you the 7-day forecast. And yes, it's warming up, upper 80s to about 90 for today. Yes, it's going to be the warmest we've seen so far for the year, actually. But then look at this. We're going from 89 today in Redding to 78 on Tuesday, so quite a drop in our temperature starting as early as tomorrow and Wednesday, and even more so for Thursday, Friday. Yeah, there it is. There's that chance for showers. And by the way, tomorrow in the valley, there's some indication that the valley may see some shower activity tomorrow, Tuesday. Stick around for that, for the deeper dive forecast. We're going to kind of talk about that potential. Taking a look at your 7-day outlook for the coast, inland, and for Trinity County. Notice for Trinity County, and really the mountains in general, starting tomorrow all the way through Saturday, there will be a chance for isolated showers and maybe some thunderstorms. But for inland and for the coast, it's probably going to hold off until Thursday and Friday. Taking a look at Siskiyou County, Alturas, Susanville. Now again, notice Susanville, I've got the chance for isolated showers even as early as today. So that's not out of the question. But I think better chances for Tuesday, Wednesday, and then even through the weekend. So yeah, I mean, looks like we are seeing some of those changes in our overall pattern. It has been very warm out there over the weekend. If you had a chance to check out some of those show and shines, it was pretty warm out there, and it's going to be even warmer out there. Speaking of those show and shines, I did get a chance to go out to the one at Kent's Meat and Groceries, and I met up with Jeff Johnson. Of course, his buddy had a car out there, one of those rat rods. As a matter of fact, we're going to take a closer look at that tomorrow, the rat rod, but just took the selfie with Jeff Johnson. And Jeff Johnson also is the one who submitted this picture, which I can't believe I didn't see it, but he said he submitted it last week. This is a picture of Mount Shasta, of course, and the typical lenticular clouds that we see over Mount Shasta. Absolutely gorgeous sight. So I want to thank Jeff for that. And this is from David Hoffman. He said, sorry I haven't been sending you pictures because I'm heading out to the Midwest to go storm chasing. He's going to go check out some tornadoes if he can. That's awesome. But on his flight over there, he shared this. Of course, the Sierra looking absolutely gorgeous with all that snow. And you can see kind of the top of the screen there, Lake Tahoe. Very nice. This is Manzanita Lake from Casey Kerrigan. Thank you for sending in this image. We're beginning to see a lot of that snow melt. I was actually talking to my wife. She was up at Castle Lake over the weekend, and she said there's still a lot of snow up there. The Castle Lake is still covered in snow. You know, I didn't even think to ask her to send me a picture because I'm sure she did. So maybe we'll share that with you tomorrow. Take a look at the cameras that we have out there right now. This usually, oh, there it is. It's moving along. Looks like traffic is moving along there. We take you out to Highway 99 at Neal Road. And there you can see, of course, the beautiful clear skies that we have overhead. Now we take you out to Crescent. No, actually, this is Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive. Traffic still flowing along there. We're beginning to see more traffic now that I'm starting about a half hour later. This is looking out at Crescent City Harbor District. Looking at the mainly sunny skies there this morning. We also take you out to Lake Oroville, North Forebay, and we've got the sunny skies there. This is a look at our camera out at Elk Country, just north of Trinidad, looking at some gorgeous shots there as well. By the way, if you want to send a photo like the ones you saw there earlier, or you just want to stay up to date with what's going on with the weather, a great resource for you is the free Weather NorCal app. To go to your iPhone or your Android, search for Weather NorCal in your app store, and you can download that app for free. All right, how's everybody doing out there this morning? Let's check in with everybody. Jenna Lee is saying good morning. How you doing this morning? Lynn saying, yay, you get to see the start of my report. All right, good. So I guess that's when you started. It was about 7 a.m. Robin saying you agree. I'm assuming you agree with, just kind of sticking with your health. That's always good. What a beautiful weekend it was, Shelley. And I understand out in your neck of the woods, there was a great event that was held by the Hells Angels. I guess they were doing a fundraising event with a ride, and it started in Weaverville. So that's really neat. Good morning from Karen. Hoopa Valley Reservation. Very nice. Thank you so much for watching. I always love to hear some of these rural communities out here that are watching Weather NorCal. I certainly appreciate that. 7 is perfect. All right. I'm glad you enjoyed. I know this is one of those decisions I made that I know some people aren't going to be happy about it, but I think most people should be happy about the 7 o'clock time frame, which, by the way, this is just a little tidbit of advice. If you're in your car during Coffee with Krueger, you obviously don't want to watch it from your phone, but most cars have Bluetooth now. So you can go to YouTube on your phone, press play, and you can at least listen to the audio from Coffee with Krueger in your car, maybe on your way to work or dropping the kids off at school. Good morning from Elizabeth. Also, Cynthia saying you can watch the recordings when you can't watch the live stream. Yes, I have in fact, I'll show you all right here. Let's get you to it. I don't have, yeah, there it is. So if you go to the home page, which you can see right here, I need to change that. It says weekday mornings at 6:30. I've actually, what's going on there? That's on my live channel. That was my Friday broadcast. I have to check what's going on there. That's wrong. Oh, bummer. All right, I'll have to fix that. But anyway, you can actually click on this here. There's also up in the top screen, it says Coffee with Krueger. That was, oh, I know why. Shoot, that's funny. Because I had this going all weekend long. If I take it home now, let's see. All right, it should load up. Yeah, there it is. Okay, never mind. I don't have to fix anything. I just didn't refresh that since Friday. That was playing since last Friday. It needed to be refreshed. Anyway, Coffee with Krueger. So there you have it right there. And then you can click on it. Now, it's typically, of course, now, it'll probably be a little after 8 o'clock before you can actually watch Coffee with Krueger, the pre-recorded version, but you'll be able to watch it nonetheless. So just kind of interesting there. All right, Shelley, I'm glad that you enjoyed the 7 o'clock start. And there's Bill and Lori and Jackie and yes, Jackie saying health matters. Curtis Brown, good morning from 7 miles west of Red Bluff. Well, I'm glad to see a lot of still familiar names and faces this morning, even though I did change the time, and hopefully we can all adjust accordingly and make sure that we can watch it. So I certainly appreciate that. Well, today is Monday, and as you know, that is when we've got our Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals segment, and that is brought to you by Cottonwood Vet and Small Animal Clinic. So let's get you right to it. And one of the things people don't realize is that there is a very large, you see a lot of those younger kids, a lot of them are volunteers at Turtle Bay. So we learn about a really cool lizard, but we also meet with one of the volunteers and what their experience is like and how you can get involved. Hello everyone, Mike Krueger from Weather NorCal, and we've got a couple of special guests today. We've got a volunteer at Turtle Bay. Your name is Gaia, right?
Yes.
So we're going to talk about a couple of things. Number one, your volunteer experience, but number two, and first and foremost, we're going to talk about salamander that you have? What do we have here?
So this is our tiger salamander.
Tiger salamander.
Yeah, he's a California tiger salamander, and these guys are endemic to California. They are.
So what does endemic mean?
That just means that these guys only live in California.
Got it.
And so they're also endangered here, and that's just because of habitat loss and destruction. Unfortunately, they live in a lot of wetlands, and we will build malls and stuff instead of preserving their lands, preserving their native habitat. So that's why these guys are kind of becoming.
So he's kind of slimy, obviously, right? You've got gloves on for a reason. Why is that?
Yeah, so these guys have semi-permeable skin. And so what that means is basically they breathe through their skin. And if I have my hands or just my hands holding them, that just means that my oils, all the oils that I have in my hand, any kind of chemicals will actually absorb through their skin, and that's really bad for them.
Oh,
so that's why we wear these
Interesting.
gloves.
So I guess it's good that we don't breathe through our skin. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what's his name again?
Oh, he does not have a name
Oh,
yet.
we got what? Sharon. I can't believe you. She's behind the camera there, by the way. I can't believe you didn't name. Okay, but we'll have a name eventually, probably. All right. So let's talk about your volunteer experience here. How long have you been volunteering at Turtle Bay?
I have been volunteering for about 3 years now.
Wow, okay.
So a pretty long time.
Excellent. So what's that experience been like for you?
It's been amazing. I've gotten a lot of experience working with different types of animals. I feel like I've grown a lot personally as well, and that I have kind of become more confident a little bit. I used to be really, really anxious and still am a little bit, but I think Turtle Bay has helped me kind of get out of my little box.
Now, do you think that maybe you want to pursue a career working with animals?
Absolutely. I love animals.
That's awesome. That is so great. Now, I understand that there is kind of a workshop or something to help recruit more volunteers. Tell us more about that.
So we do a little tryout day just to show you what it's like working at Turtle Bay, and we'll kind of give you an experience of the little harder things we do, just to make sure that you are okay with doing some harder stuff, so that you can get to the fun stuff like handling animals and all that sorts of stuff.
So what ages are you kind of looking for?
It's from 13 to basically anything up.
To 100 years old, if you will. All right. So if you are interested in volunteering, how can they contact you? What's the date that you're doing that?
May 25th.
May 25th. Okay, good. Of course, we'll talk about that a little bit later too. So, well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to tell us about this unnamed animal at Turtle Bay, Sharon, and of course sharing your experience, what it's been like as a volunteer. It sounds like it's really neat, and if you are interested, of course you know different ways that you can get involved in that. So thank you again, and we will see you next week for another edition of Turtle Bay, Wonderful World of Animals. All right, so just in case you are interested, one of the things that you can do is go to their website. If you go to turtlebay.org, you can see this is the website up here right now. If you go to the top of the screen here, their menu, you go to Join Us. And you can see kind of at the bottom there, it says volunteer. So if you click on volunteer, what you can do, of course, learn. There you can see the dates there. Animal Care Teen Tryout. Are you interested in our animal care team at Turtle Bay? Well, starting Saturday, May 18th from 8:45 a.m. until 5 p.m., you too can check it out if you're a teenager. And of course, there's also an adult volunteer application as well if you're an adult and want to check it out. So there you can see just some of the benefits of it, and there you can see some of the spotlights. You can hear about some of the younger ones, some of the older ones. So it's really neat. They talk about the volunteer perks. You can call them, you can email them. So yeah, go to turtlebay.org and into the volunteer section, and you will be able to get more information on that. And one of the neat things that I find, I was talking to Sharon a little bit about it more after we recorded that segment, is she said, what Gaia there, when she was holding that animal, she's been volunteering for 3 years. So when you first start, you don't get that privilege to start handling the animals just yet. You got to prove yourself and give some time, and you got to work. You're going to be cleaning up the animal cages. You're going to be doing the dirty work to start off. But eventually, if you persist and really kind of keep following up with it and work hard and not complain. Sharon does not like complainers. I'm going to tell you that much right now. So if you are interested in doing that, then eventually, of course, over time, you will be able to get more handling of the animals. So it's really neat. I think it's a great program. All right, as you know, there are some great events. Cool April Nights has really kind of kicked off here over the weekend. And so there are some great events. So starting today, we got one going on at Willow Springs Memory Care, Harley Davidson, Subarama, Red Lion Hotel, and Enterprise Starship Thunder. Now you can see just how much warmer it is going to be. But I also had an opportunity to, I went to the Wind River Cool April Nights show and shine that they had over there. A lot of great shows. It was a great event. They had live music. They had a DJ there. It was really awesome. Had a really good time there over at Wind River Resort and Casino at their show and shine there. So I want to show you, this is a unique, I saw this on Friday, last Friday actually, and then I saw, of course, at Wind River, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I ended up kind of chatting it up with the owner of that vehicle, who is semi-local. And of course, we'll kind of talk about that. And of course, we'll take a look at what I'm talking about in this unique vehicle. Hello everyone, Mike Krueger, Weather NorCal. And of course, we are at a show and shine here at Wind River. And this is, of course, a big event that they have going on every year. With me right now, I've got Bob Coe. Now, you said you're from Grants Pass and Bella Vista.
Correct.
All right, so you're kind of a bit of a local, but you also kind of spend some time in Grants Pass.
I do.
So this is new this year. I don't think people have really seen this ever, right? Is this the first time you've come out?
Well, I've had it 6 months.
Okay.
Came in from Japan, but very few car shows.
Okay, so yeah, because I think about all the years, and this is the first time I've seen this, and I think it's probably going to catch a lot of eyes. So tell us what we have here. What exactly is this?
So it's a 1994 Mitsubishi Fuso Canter, and the actual fire engine was built by Morita.
Morita, okay.
See, I don't know everything.
Hey, yeah.
My wife reminds me of that.
You're still learning, yeah.
And it's got 8,000 kilometers on it, which is about 5,000 miles.
Not very many. They must not have very many fires out there in Japan.
Not too many, and apparently there were a lot of fire stations along the way. I
okay.
don't know.
Interesting.
But everything works on it. It's a pumper, so it doesn't carry water.
Okay. So they almost like maybe a fire hydrant, or they just kind of go into a pond of water? Or?
You could do both. So the basket on there is designed so you can throw it in a river, a pond, whatever, and that's a pre-filter.
Okay.
That comes off, and there's the connection for a fire hydrant. And the other side is the same equipment, and there's just no filter on that one.
So this is obviously a fully functioning, right?
Yes.
If you wanted to go fight a fire with this, I mean, legally you probably couldn't, but if you wanted to, you could.
You know, it's a lot of fires happen around here, so if there's a fire happens on our property, I don't want to just sit around waiting.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'll put it out, but I need to get the hose first. The hose belongs up in
so
there.
You still have a little bit.
So I got a list of things to do, like all
I'm
car
sure
guys.
I'm sure you just go to Amazon.com and find one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw this. What did you see? How did you come across this?
So the importer sent me a picture of it. I previously got something from him because he said, "Bob, you want to buy this fire truck?" And I said, "I don't want a fire truck. I was a police officer. You find a police car, let me know."
Yeah.
So he sent me a picture, and then I was just like, "Oh, I need that."
Yeah.
And so it's just unusual, and I just thought I would enjoy it, and I am.
Is there anything else about that you think is kind of unique that would be interesting for people to know about?
Just the fact that it's 30 years old and it's looks like brand new, and everything works.
And it looks older, like an older style than in '94.
Yeah. There's equipment on the other side that still has some char on it from a fire.
Interesting.
And they used to ride on the back of this going to calls.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. It was nice to meet you. It was nice to meet this vehicle right here. And of course, we'll have more. Thank you so much for watching Weather NorCal. I found that neat. I don't know. Hopefully you did too. It's pretty neat here. Robin saying, "Cool rig. Thanks for the interview." Yeah, absolutely. And of course, I'll be posting that probably today. So you'll kind of be able to watch it again if you need to, if you want to, on Facebook as well. I don't really have a place for it to live on the website, but That's changing. Remember last week I was maybe talking about the potential for some changes and some things happening at Weather NorCal. Well, that you'll kind of get a little sense of what's happening with that when we kind of start adding some things to the website. But what I found interesting is he's talking about, and I didn't really know this, but apparently this is kind of the case with all fire engines, is that you have a car manufacturer or an automobile manufacturer that builds kind of has the engine and the cabin and all that, but then kind of gives you a kind of a shell that you can then build. Then another company comes in and then puts the fire engine equipment on there, everything that you see. So that was kind of neat. That's a neat one, Jackie. You're talking about maybe an events tab. I could probably do that, hopefully. But anyway, so I thought that was kind of neat. He says that's kind of basically a global thing. So even the fire engines here, made by a company, the actual motor and the engine and all that, but then a fire truck company comes in and kind of takes that shell and puts it in there. So I thought that was kind of interesting here. All right, well, we have, this is kind of a special week, and I'm going to be doing a few more of these here through the week with interviews with people. I've got another one tomorrow from the Cool April Night Show and Shine at Kent's Meat and Groceries. That was yesterday, but I'll be showing you the interview with the owner of the particular vehicle tomorrow, and you'll be able to watch that. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow morning. All right. Let's get you to the forecast now, and that is made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. Keep in mind, Coffee with Krueger is sponsored by Wind River Resort and Casino, so they are a big contributor to the reason why we have this live broadcast for you. That's me putting on my my coat there. All right, so Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. Let's get you those current temperatures out there right now. You can see it's 68 degrees for Redding. Now, the reason it's so warm in Redding compared to everywhere else in the valley is because we've got a bit of a north breeze out there, and that's kind of mixing up the atmosphere. Think of this. You've got, say, some cold air or some cold water in a glass, right? You put a little bit of warm water or hot water on top of that. That hot water sits on top of the cold water if nothing happens. You take a spoon, right? You mix that up, boom. Now that water is warmer because you've mixed things up a little bit. That's kind of the same concept here with the winds mixing up the atmosphere and taking some of the warmer air and preventing us from getting as cool, but still not that bad. Mid-50s for most of us in the valley right now. You've got 30s, 40s for the higher elevations, and mainly in the 40s for the coast. So the headlines, the warming trend peaks today. In fact, today is probably going to be the warmest we've been so far. Some of us could even touch 90. All right, so we've got some changes in the weather pattern this week with a cooling trend, showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, including the valley. So again, we take a look at the Cool April Nights events here. If you're going to any of the Cool April Nights events today, just note that you're going to need that sunscreen. You're going to need water to keep yourself hydrated because it is going to be warm out there. And especially if you're on a black top, say a parking lot, it's going to be even warmer as a result because of that blacktop. So just be prepared for the fact that it will be warm. Now, we're talking about these warm temperatures getting close to 90. So historically speaking, when's the first time Redding at least has hit 90 degrees plus? Well, historically speaking, since the late 1800s, as far back as the records go, April 6th, 2016, 93 degrees. That was the first time we hit 90 degrees plus historically. Then April 7th, 2022, and there you can see April 18th, 2021 with a high of about 91 degrees. So we're kind of due to maybe see that 90 degree mark. It's not uncommon for us to see 90 degrees for the first time in April. That's pretty much the month that we start seeing 90 degree temperatures here. But there you can see we've got this ridge of high pressure trying to still build in, but a couple of things. You see this area of low pressure right here. There's another one here. So as all of this progresses eastward, we're going to start to see the atmosphere get more and more unstable. Well, what does that mean? Well, the more unstable the atmosphere is, the better the chances for showers and even thunderstorms if we have enough available moisture. Now today, the Storm Prediction Center has nothing over Northern California, but check this out. I don't know if I 100% agree with this, but Storm Prediction Center has all of these areas in green, best chances for thunderstorms tomorrow, which would include the valley, and not to mention the surrounding mountains. Now honestly, I think we should be looking at more of that horseshoe, because most likely we won't be looking at those thunderstorms in the valley. But we're going to take a closer look at Futurecast and show you how that's not entirely out of the question. All right. Then we go into your Wednesday. Most of it will be off to the east, although I do think all of the mountains Again, that horseshoe, right? I think all of the mountains will be looking at the potential for thunderstorms even on Wednesday. All right, let's take a look at Futurecast. Kind of walk you through the timing of it all. We saw a little bit earlier Futurecast. Now let's take a look at it here now. You can see 3 p.m. today. See a few pop-ups here. I mean, this is nothing significant. I just don't think we have a lot of moisture out there. So I think we're going to be hard-pressed for a lot of these showers to develop. But in the upper levels of the atmosphere, there is some available moisture. So as a result, some of these popping, towering cumulus clouds you'll see in the afternoon in the mountains could eventually turn into a shower. Straight chance for a thunderstorm, although I'm not really expecting it. I mean, even as we go into tonight, it does start to dissipate. But check this out. Looks like we have a little bit of a disturbance coming in from the south tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. You see what's happening here? You're seeing a little pop-up near parts of the valley here, and especially off into the foothills near Paradise, for example. But really not much else anywhere else tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Now I'm going to take you into about the noon hour. Now look where most of it's developing, and this is typical. This is what I would expect to happen, is we're seeing those showers possibly popping up in the higher elevations. But look at the valley. We're seeing some clouds there, and we're also seeing a few pop-ups. Now, here's something to kind of take into account. Futurecast is showing some clouds here. So if we have enough cloud cover and we don't see enough breaks in the clouds, then we're not going to have the heating to give us some of that convection for showers or even thunderstorms to develop. But there may be an off chance for a stray shower developing, at least a stray shower developing, as we go through the day on Tuesday for the valley. It's a slim chance. Keep watching, right? Keep checking in. But it's really not until Thursday, Friday that I think we'll see better chances. And we'll get into that here in just a second. But look at the mountains. Again, you see where most of the thunderstorms and showers will be here for tomorrow. It will be in the higher elevations. By the way, the coast, you're staying fairly dry as well. And not to mention the inland areas. There's 6 a.m. on Wednesday. It's dry, but look at this. As we go through the afternoon, more showers, more thunderstorms developing in the higher elevations. Dry for the coast, dry inland, but mountains seeing the chance, and I think will be dry in the valley for Wednesday. Now, we could see a stray shower kind of come off the mountains here Wednesday evening, but I wouldn't count on much, if anything. So there's Wednesday. There's what you saw there, right? But look at this. By the time we get into Thursday, you see this kind of coming on in. Now, here's what I'll say about Thursday. This is not anything all that significant. So really what I'm expecting on Thursday is a stray sprinkle, a light shower. That will most likely be the extent of it, but we can't rule out that potential. How about the cool April Nights cruise? All right, here we are. There's Friday. You see how we got that chance in there? You know, there's a chance that it may kind of, because the thing is, as we go into Saturday, look what happens. It all starts to move out. So the timing of all of this, I can almost guarantee that it's going to change. So could we see some showers through the day on Friday, but then maybe by Friday evening, Friday night, it starts to dry out? Because you can see it looks like we will be dry on Saturday for the big event. And I think that's really the biggest concern here. They just want, if we can at least get the main event dry, people can enjoy the main event. And then as we go into Sunday, Monday of next week, yeah, maybe a few more showers trying to enter the picture again. So we're not out of the woods yet for, chances for showers in the forecast, which is good. I mean, rain is good for us, but we are above average for the season for most cases. Snowpack is doing beautifully. It's over 100%, and the lakes are full. I mean, we're doing great, so it's okay for us to see below normal rainfall at this point. So we're going to be in the near normal category here, drier than normal. Again, just not a lot of rain in the forecast. So here's the overall setup. So this is a disturbance. This is another area of low pressure. So watch what happens. You see how it kind of just progresses eastward. So as that happens, all of our area is kind of in that unsettled weather pattern here for today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Now, with a pattern set up like this, is typically not conducive for activity in the valley, mostly in the higher elevations. But then as we go into Thursday, we're going to see a piece of energy kind of drop down from the south. So see this little trough right here. This is enough to possibly bring us a chance for a few showers and cooler weather. By the way, much cooler weather here after today. We're going to start to see that drop as early as tomorrow. And then we take you into your Friday. Again, that trough digs even lower. So probably even some slightly cooler temperatures on Friday. Continue the chance for some showers as well. Now, what's interesting is we go into Saturday where the transition between that trough here, high pressure trying to build in, and we may see a bit of a wind event on Saturday. So I think the main story for Saturday may be breezy, borderline windy in some cases here, including Redding in the valley for the Cool April Nights main event. maybe a bit breezy out there. Then again, you can see as we go into Sunday, Monday of next week, this trough of low pressure, this area of low pressure, cold air, by the way, is going to be moving closer to us, keeping things a little unsettled. So you see, as we look at our temperature trend, yes, looking at the long range, toward the end of the month, early next month, we're looking at most likely cooler than normal conditions. Now the winds, they're going to be off and on. A little breezy this morning out at the Reading Airport. Not that bad here this afternoon, although coming in more from the south. Tuesday morning, a bit of a south wind, nothing major really over all of Northern California on Tuesday. Then Tuesday afternoon, again, more of that south wind, maybe a little breezy, especially off to the east and not to mention the valley, but not so bad for the coast. Now we take you into your Wednesday, and there you can see fairly calm winds for the most part, and looks like maybe a bit of a north wind for places like Reading, but overall it looks like mainly a south wind going into even your Wednesday afternoon, but north winds for the coast. All right, speaking of the coast, here's a look at your wave heights for today. They're going to be fairly high. There is a small craft advisory until 9 o'clock this morning, but that should be allowed to expire shortly after that. And of course, those wave heights should start to drop as we take into your Tuesday. So here's your marine forecast for today. North winds at 5 to 15 knots, waves from the north at 7 feet at 6 seconds, and from the northwest at 4 feet at 12 seconds. There's a small craft advisory, but again, that will expire at 9 o'clock this morning. So here's what it looks like out there for today. Here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Now, what you'll notice here, I've got isolated chances for showers all the way through Saturday. Now, if you live in any of these particular locations, there may be a day you see rain, there may be a day you don't. But overall for Trinity County, you have the off and on chances starting as early as tomorrow. Down to the south, 79 degrees for Ruth, 78 for Forest Glen. Now, as I mentioned, and we did see on Futurecast, maybe in southeast portions of Trinity County, western Tehama County, that is, we could maybe see a stray shower there as well this afternoon, but mainly dry. Okay, and then we go into your North Coast neighborhood forecast. Temperatures there are going to be in the low 80s inland. And then there you can see out towards Ferndale about 68, 74 degrees for Hydesville, and there's Rio Dell with about 72. Let's take you up north. Now, some of the inland areas will be even warmer than that. We're getting the mid to upper 80s for your daytime highs there, 72 for Trinidad, 63 for Eureka. Now, for the inland areas, I think we're going to be mainly dry today all the way through Wednesday. There's that chance for showers coming in for Thursday and Friday. 75 degrees for Gas Key. There's Smith River at 76 degrees, 71 for Oric, and 71 degrees today out in Klamath. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. This is western Siskiyou County. 82 for Happy Camp. There you can see Wairika, about 76 degrees. We take you out to Scott Valley. Notice this, starting tomorrow through Saturday, a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, looking at dry conditions today, temperatures in the 70s. Central, eastern Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, 71 degrees for Tule Lake, 77 for McLeod and Mount Shasta. Gorgeous, a high of 77 degrees. Here's your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, dry today, but there it is, Tuesday through Saturday. Off and on chances for isolated showers, maybe some isolated thunderstorms as well. Eastern Mountains, notice that for today. But I will say this, I think it'll be mainly into portions of Lassen County. I think western Siskiyou or Shasta County should remain dry. Taking a look at Lake Almanor, let's take you back to that. There you can see temperatures are going to be in the 50s and 60s out at the park. And for for Chester and not to mention Lake Almanor, temperatures there will mainly be in the 70s for today. All right, let's take you down to the south. There, of course, and again, I need to mention this too, places like, say, east, right? Eastern portions of Plumas County, seeing the chance for showers again today. But otherwise, mainly dry. Paradise, there's your chance for showers come Thursday and Friday. Here's your Valley Neighborhood Forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Those temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s, 87 degrees for Red Bluff, 89 for Durham. And as we take you up to the north, look for a high of 83 for Whiskeytown, 89 for the city of Shasta Lake. Boy, could some of us see 90 degrees today? Not out of the question. As I mentioned, we are maybe due to see 90 degrees. It's not uncommon for us to see 90 degrees for the first time for the year as we go into April. All right, there's a look at your Reading 7-day forecast. Temperatures could reach that 90-degree mark. It's not out of the question. But look at the big drop. I mean, we're probably going to see over a 10-degree drop from today to tomorrow in the valley, and then maybe another 10-degree drop from Wednesday to Thursday. So significantly cooler. If you've been maybe kind of, hemming and hawing about how warm it is outside, well, no need to worry. You got some cooler weather in store for you come, especially by the middle and latter part of the week. So it looks like we should be looking at some much more pleasant weather as we go out there. Stevens is saying Hat Creek camping this weekend looking better. I would say that, however, I think still a chance for some activity on Saturday for the mountains. So just note, Lisa, that there could be that potential for an isolated stray shower or thunderstorm on Saturday, and Sunday is kind of iffy as well. Of course, I'll be watching that very closely here as we get into get closer to the weekend. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any new comments coming in here. Hey, everybody, enjoy your coffee and your day. I know I am. Here's my coffee. Good. Was breezy on the coast yesterday? Yeah, probably. It's just kind of, it's not uncommon to see those breezy conditions on the coast here. Jeff Johnson, how you doing this morning? Great to meet you. I think we took a great pic. Yeah, let's take a look at our picture now. Let's take a look at that pic. Here, there we go. I think I've got it up here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. This is Jeff Johnson right there. Here he is. Yeah, it was nice to meet you over there and your buddy. Oh, man, I already forgot his name. I'm so bad with names. But your buddy who owns that car. We're going to be taking a look at that story tomorrow, by the way, Jeff. So be sure to tell your buddy and yourself to remind yourselves to watch Coffee with Krueger tomorrow morning, because we will see that special interview I had with him about his rat rod that he had out there. So, Jeff, yes, it was nice to meet you, and glad we could take that selfie together as well. So yes, Lisa, you know, still should be pretty nice. I mean, even if you do get a little wet weather, an afternoon shower or thunderstorm is always kind of nice, right? It's always kind of pleasant to help kind of cool things off a little bit out there. Well, that is going to do it for us today, folks. It was certainly kind of nice getting that little bit of extra sleep. You know, starting at 7 o'clock in the morning, I think this is going to work out just fine. And when I also upload my first morning forecast, that'll be coming up about a half hour to an hour later than I normally have been doing it as well. But again, I think that will be just fine and people will be able to adjust accordingly. But I can tell you right now, it's just, I feel better already this morning. And we'll see how I feel better, how I feel through the week as we kind of get ourselves a little bit of extra sleep. About an extra hour of sleep can really make a difference. And maybe just going to bed a little bit earlier. And that may get me, if I can do it just right, that could get me a full 8 hours of sleep. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Yes, certainly something that I'm glad that we're able to get going there. Let's take a look at some of these live cameras out there this morning. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and kind of wrap things up and get you through the day. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on Coffee with Krueger. Starting now, every weekday morning at 7 a.m. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Thank you.